Hello Chelsea chatters. I've not done a video for a while apart from the John Hollins tribute that I put up this morning, because quite frankly I'm fed up of the rumour mill. I like to wait until something happens before commenting on it, because otherwise you're just dealing in the world of possibility, not even probability. And so I like to wait until things happen, like Kovacic going to Manchester City this morning. People have said to me, why don't you do, the way we could possibly line up next season? And this is no disrespect to people that do these videos, because I watch a lot of them. I like to hear their thoughts. But why don't I do a video on how we could line up next season? Because I'm not psychic. I don't know what players we're going to buy. I don't know what players we're going to sell. We could possibly look like anything next season. So I'll wait until I know that players are definitely staying, till they're definitely going, and then maybe before the season starts I'll have a look at seeing what my predictions are for the season, so that you can give me your predictions. You can see where you agree with me and where I disagree with you. But all this, what could happen, what might happen, I'm rubbish as well at knowing what will happen. For years I've thought that Charlize Theron will knock on my door, drag me up to the bedroom and do all sorts of depraved things with my body for a whole weekend. It's never happened. So asking me to look into the future is like asking Romelu Lukaku to stay out of a kebab shop. It's that ridiculous. So Kovacic has gone to Manchester City for £30 million. Personal terms agreed, clubs have agreed on the fee and on how it's going to be paid. He's gone. He's got a here we go from Fabrizio Romano, so it must be right. So he's gone. And when you look at social media, they're now saying, oh, we should have kept him. Very often, I've even looked this morning on Twitter, some people that were absolutely crucifying him last season want to keep him now that he's gone. Now don't get me wrong, he's been a great servant, but last season, let's be honest, he was awful. Not just Kovacic, there was a lot of people that were awful, but he gave the ball away too easy. Didn't look like he had half the effort that he'd had in previous seasons. He had 2 or 3 good games, yeah, of course he did. He's a quality player, but he didn't look like he wanted to be there. And so he goes with my blessing, just my opinion, he goes with my blessing, and I think 30 million, what do we pay for him? Top 30s, maybe 40. Got all them years service out of him, part of the Champions League squad. I wish him, apart from when he's playing against Chelsea, I wish him all the best. I really do. Will Pep get a tune out of him? Yeah, probably. Pep's a decent manager, isn't he? And good managers do get tunes out of players. Good managers, good coaches can improve players. Which is another thing I've got to come on to, is Pochettino, now at the club, well, he is as of the 1st of July. I think a lot of our supporters have got to lower their expectations a bit. If we get top 6 next year, I for one will be not happy. Happy is the wrong word. But I'll be respectful of the improvement. Because some people seem to be treating Pochettino as the second coming of the Christ. Now, he did a decent job at Tottenham Hotspurs without winning anything. He did a decent job at Southampton without winning anything. He got the sack at Espanyol, and in his second season at PSG, he won the league and he won the cup. The best option, I think, of what was about. But please lower your expectations a bit. He's certainly a good coach, but don't expect challenging for the league or even maybe the top four. There's going to be a lot of changes. Those players got to get used to playing with each other. A lot of these players will be in a different country, different league, brand new way of life. And it takes time to settle in. So I just wanted to get that off my chest before I go on to the Saudi Arabian money that's coming in. It looks very much this morning, well, personal terms have been agreed with Edouard Mendy, with Khalid Koulibaly and Hakim Ziyech. Hakim Ziyech is going. He's agreed personal terms, and the club are just finalising the finances now. Again, social media, people, oh, Hakim Ziyech, he's a baller, he's a baller. Yes, he is a baller, and I think a lot of the time he's been quite unfortunate at Chelsea with injuries. I remember he was on quite a run of 3 games where he looked really decent and he got injured. Not sure if that was under Lampard or Tuchel. But most of the time, he's been dire. He's been not even half the player that turns up for Morocco. He has been pony. And yeah, all of a sudden, people, because he's sold, people want to keep him. Why? Why? He's walked around with a face like you'd expect Jimmy Savile would have had if someone had put his feet in a concrete block and then sat him in a school's sponsored silence. He's had a face like a bulldog chewing a wasp most of the time he's been at Chelsea. Khalid Koulibaly has really underperformed. He's been underwhelming, although he's always put effort in as far as I can see. And Mendy, you know, got us to that Champions League final in a lot of ways. A rich vein of form. What's gone wrong with him? Well, for a bloke that was unemployed, 4 years ago or 5 years ago, to suddenly then join one of Europe's top clubs, win the Champions League, play for his country, win the African Nations Cup or whatever it's called, I wonder if you've got the same desire or if you take your eye off the ball. I remember watching a documentary of Mike Tyson saying, you know, he was world heavyweight champion and his trainer, because Customata had died, his trainer used to phone him up and say, oh, don't forget, 5 o'clock in the morning, you go running. There you are, heavyweight champion of the world. You're in bed with some blonde with a bottle of champagne and get up and go running. Yeah, of course, I'm going to do that, ain't I? And I think some people who are not driven, and I'm not saying he's not, but I'm giving a possibility. Maybe he just took his eye off the ball that little bit and you only need to take it off a couple of percent, and that's the difference between a top player and not being quite there. Because the guy has got ability, and it looks like we're keeping Kepa. Oh, it looks like we're keeping Kepa. It's another reason I don't do these videos close season, because again, that's a rumour. But if it's true, I can't get my head around it. And people are saying, oh yeah, but back to Poch. Poch is going to improve that 28-year-old. Between Poch and the goalkeeping coach, Ben Roberts, he's going to be a different player next year. He's going to be stopping them shots from outside the box. Well, Ben Roberts was there last year. And Poch, the second coming of the Christ, maybe he will lay his hands on him and up will rise Kepa to be a world-class goalkeeper. I just personally don't think that's going to happen. Call me a cynic, and I am. But yeah, I think we need a new goalkeeper. Looks like we're just looking for one to challenge Kepa for the number 1 spot, a decent number 2. So I think that's a mistake. Just my opinion. So no reason I don't do these videos until things are concrete. So it looks like we've got out of a hole with Saudi money. N'Golo Kante's already gone, so that's £350,000 a week off the wage bill. And I'd just like to salute N'Golo Kante for his services to the club. He's been absolutely brilliant. One of the best signings we've ever made. and he's gone for $100 million a year, £86 million. Someone told me a season. Crikey, can you blame him? We offered him 4.5 because of his injury record, and I was even at that I was thinking, well, at the end of last season, I was hoping we'd re-sign him, and then he got injured again, and I thought, nah, it's not happening, is it? But out there in the heat, at a lower pace, under less pressure, his injuries may not be as bad. It must be a nuisance for him. And the Wonga, think how many minis he can buy with that. Kai Havertz looks like this morning again. It looks like we've agreed a £65 million deal to sell Kai Havertz. 60 million up front. Well, it's spread over 3 years, but for financial fair play, it's 60 million with 5 million in add-ons. Now, you can kiss goodbye to them add-ons. I think it depends on Arsenal winning the league and Arsenal winning the Champions League. So let's just say 60 million, shall we? Kai Havertz, social media, oh, we should keep him, we're making a mistake, we're doing this, we're doing that, the other. Well, it's down to Poch and it's down to Bowley. And if you're going to support the manager, there's going to be decisions that he makes that I disagree with, you disagree with. You and I would disagree on things. So you just got to leave it to the blokes that get paid the big bucks, ain't you? Kai Havertz, to me, yes, he's got potential, still only 24. I don't think he strengthens Arsenal in any way, shape or form. Yes, he scored the winning goal in the Champions League, but what has he done? What has he done since? Maybe over the last 2 seasons, I can think of 6 games where I thought, oh, normally where he scored a bit of a special goal, I thought, oh, yeah, that's a player. Rest of the time, no, doesn't cut down space, doesn't put the sort of work in, certainly for Chelsea, that Arteta would require. Not much awareness. I'll tell you what I will give him. He's been played out of position a lot. He's not a centre forward. At the end of last season, why Fofana didn't get a run out, David Datro Fofana, and they persisted with Kai Havertz, I would have played Havertz off of a centre forward. In the same way that Nkunku, welcome Nkunku by the way, good signing if we play him right and we play him off of a big centre forward. If we can't get Osimhen or anyone, then get Mitrovic from Fulham. He'd be perfect for Nkunku to play off of. So yeah, Kai has been played out of position. I will actually drive him to the Emirates because I don't think we're going to miss him at all. I've got to speak as I find. Could be wrong. Been wrong before. We'll be wrong again. But all this, oh, we should keep him, blah, blah, blah. Can't keep them all. And people slagging people like me off for not being very happy with some of the board's decisions. But the fact is, spending all that money on basically a bunch of duds like Cucurella, Newcastle interested at 30 million. Yeah. Run up there and shake their hands there and then. Because we bought some duds, some of them were already looking to sell, which says it all, doesn't it? People saying, oh, you shouldn't have a go at the board, they're doing their... Yeah, they are doing their best, but that's not good enough, is it? If someone said to me, oh, Glenn, there's 100 grand, you've got to fight Tyson Fury. Yeah, I'd get in there and I'd do my best, but my best would be rubbish. If I lasted 20 seconds, it'd be an achievement. People would be saying, oh, what a waste of money. And that's what a lot of the stuff that they've done since they came in. I think a lot of it was ego. A lot of it was naivety. Do I think they've learnt lessons? Yeah, I would hope so. They're really good businessmen. But we've had to get rid of players. Not just for financial reasons either. Can you imagine having nearly 40 players on a training pitch? It caused loads of aggro last year. Tuchel said it. Lampard said it. Potter said it. Forgetting about Potter. How could I forget about Potter? Brought in by Bowley and Co. So yeah, Kai Havertz, not really a big problem for me. Same with Cucurella if he goes. Got Bakayoko off the books. That's another definite that I can talk about. For me, the worst player I've ever seen play in a Chelsea shirt, and I've seen some absolute duds over the last 50 odd years, but not many of them cost 40 million quid. That said, I think Cucurella last season was pushing him close, but Bakayoko off the books, which is another £180,000 a week off the books. Lukaku, apparently he's unhappy. Oh, poor Romelu, on 350 grand a week, and his mother club wants him to come back or to go to Saudi Arabia. He feels pressurised into going to Saudi. He feels pressurised, so he's thinking of coming back to London with his lawyers. Well, Bowley & Co can really impress me by getting their lawyers and meeting with his lawyer and saying, look, if you don't go where we tell you to go, you're going to end up in the reserves. I'll tell you what, if I had deep pockets like these people have got, and I know it all needs paying back, and I know their shareholders need paying, but you've got to make a stance. When I look at Lukaku play, it reminds me of Bubba off of Forrest Gump. And that's after he was shot. Because the rest of the team do what Forrest Gump did in that movie, and they carry him around the place. Inter Milan would have a Champions League trophy in their trophy cabinet if he could have finished against Manchester City. That's all I'm going to say. He's upset. 90 million quid of our money, let's face it, spent on a guy who doesn't even want to be there, who makes a video, does an interview just after getting there. I can't even go there. Absolutely pony. So I'll tell you what, if I got offered 20 million for him and get his £350,000 a week off the wage bill, I'd be taking it. But that's just me. Like I say, again, the reason I don't make these videos is because it's down to Bowley. What I think, or Paul the plumber from Pimlico, or Mike the mechanic from Mitcham thinks, doesn't matter. We love the club. We've got a right to our opinion. We know what we do, but it's not worth me making a video about it because it probably ain't going to happen. Again, it's rumours, but if it's true that Bowley & Co offered Mason Mount a contract before the World Cup, and then when he got back from the World Cup it was taken off the table and he was offered half the wages he was originally offered, then of course he's going to be miffed. Along with all the crap that he gets from so-called Chelsea supporters, I'd be wanting to leave as well if a club has shown me that much disrespect. Love for a club goes two ways, doesn't it? You know, he was player of the year, he had a lousy season last season, no one's denying the fact. Apparently he was carrying an injury, but regardless of that, the 2 years before that he was absolutely outstanding, and he certainly deserves to be on at least half what Sterling's on, and that's what he originally went to the table asking for. So I'm led to believe from various media sources. Again, rumour. Will he leave? It looks like it, doesn't it, if you believe the papers, but we'll wait and see, shall we? So I think I've covered everything that's absolutely concrete at the moment. Yes, I have. So for those people who've been asking me why I've been so quiet, you now know. I don't intend making videos on rumours or on really my opinion of something that might not happen. I don't think it's worthwhile for us lot that like to chat or for the channel. So I hope you understand. Okay folks, thanks for watching this. Please subscribe to the channel, throw the video a like, and if you do like these, press the notification bell, and every time I upload one of these you'll know about it. And that's all from me. So Speak to you soon as other concrete things happen, and I hope you're enjoying your summers up to Chelsea.